Hello my dear students, hope you all are safe at home. In the previous class we studied about BPT theorem and its converse, and we did some questions also related to it. So in this class also we'll continue with same type of questions. So once again we can revise first what we studied in BPT theorem. So first condition, basic proportionality theorem and its converse will be applicable in a triangle only. So first you have to check whether you have in the figure a triangle. So to use BPT, what we need first a triangle and a side, a line segment parallel to one side of a triangle. So suppose a line segment DE is given in this way. So DE parallel to BC, that condition should be given. So by BPT theorem, what we can write? The theorem says if DE is parallel to BC, then it divides the other two sides in the same ratio, which means AD by DB equal to AE by EC. This is basic proportionality theorem. And its converse, what is given? This condition is given. In a triangle, if a line segment divides the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, if this condition is given, then we can say DE parallel to BC. So this concept we will use to check whether the two lines are parallel or not. So now what we will do, we will solve some questions so that it will be clear to you how to apply BPT. So in the first question already you can check diagram, questions are there with you. I am going to draw the diagram. In first question it is given in this way. This is the diagram for first question. B, C, D and then PM parallel to AB, PN parallel to AD. So whenever you have to prove something, some steps are there, how to write down. So I am writing all the steps there. So whenever any question is there, first what you have to write, what is given in the question. So first we will write here given. Now we will check in the question what are the conditions given. What are the conditions given? Yes, first condition given PM parallel to AB. In the diagram you can check PM parallel to AB, it is given. If it is not given, then don't check by simply saying the looking at the diagram, don't say that PM parallel to AB. It should be given in the question. In the same way, one more condition is given, that is PN parallel to AD. These two conditions are given. Okay. Now what we have to prove? Now write down that. Prove. To prove, we have to prove BC by CM is equal to DC by CN. This we have to prove. Okay. Now we will start the proof there. So now we will write here proof. So already we know that we have to use the concept of BPT. So first thing, to use BPT we need a triangle. So first you have to check whether in the given figure we have a triangle and we have a line segment which is parallel to any one side of a triangle. So in this figure, do we have a triangle here? Yes, here we have a triangle ABC. So always mention in which triangle you are using BPT. In triangle ABC, which line is parallel? Yes, we have PM parallel to AB. So write down there PM parallel to AB. So by BPT, what we can say? Just to check there, here it is given in this way. PM parallel to AB. Okay. Now, what are the two sides remaining? BC and AC. It says it divides the other two sides in the same ratio. So, if you will check the ratio here. Here we have the point M. So, what will come? BM by MC. Now, one more thing there. Here, whatever, if you are writing from the top in the first side, in the second side also you should write from the top only there. Like here, if I am going to write BM by MC, then the next one should be written AP by PC. Don't take from the reverse order. So what will come? BM by MC. So we'll write here there BM by MC is equal to what will come? What is the next one? Yes, we have AP and PC. So write down there, this is equal to AP by PC. Make it equation number 1 and write down. Why we wrote this one? Because of BPT. So just write down there by BPT. So this is the first equation we got. Now similarly, one more triangle we have. Which one? Triangle ADC. Now we will write here in triangle ADC. Can you tell me what is the parallel side in triangle ADC? Yes, in triangle ADC we have PN parallel to AD. So write down there PN parallel to AD. So again by BPT what we can say? Just to check, PN parallel to this side. So the other two sides will be divided in the same ratio. So everything we are writing from the top only. So here also we'll write from the top. What will come? AP by PC. So left hand side we will get there AP by PC is equal to, what is there in the right hand side? DN, correct? Here we started from the top. So here also it should be written from the top only. So we will get DN by NC. So it is equal to DN by NC. This we will make it as equation 2 and just same reason there by BPT. So from equation 1 and 2, we will check what we can say. Just to check in equation 1 and 2, any similarity is there? Yes, both the ratios BM by MC and DN by NC. Both are equal to which ratio? AP by PC. So from equation 1 and 2, can we say these two ratios are equal? So yes, we'll write that one now. From equation 1 and 2, we can say these two ratios are also equal. So we will write here BM by MC is equal to DN by NC. So this one we got by application of BPT. Now just to check whether we need this only in the proof. In the proof MC we want, CN also we want, that we got here. But numerator we don't want BM. In place of BM what we want there? BC. BM we don't want. What we want there? BC. If you will check, BC is a combination of two line segments, that is BM plus MC. BM plus MC if we will get, then we can write that is equal to BC. But at present BM we have in numerator and MC is in denominator. So how that plus MC will come? What we have to do for that? Yes, what we can do? Adding 1 on both the sides. This I am doing because I need BC in the numerator. Adding 1 on both the sides. Adding 1 on both the sides. Then what will come? BM by MC. BM by MC plus 1 is equal to DN by NC plus 1. Now we will do the cross multiplication. After the cross multiplication it will be equal to, yes, BM plus MC by MC is equal to DN plus NC by NC. Now check in the figure. BM plus MC, that line segment is BC. So BC by MC is equal to DN plus NC, that is equal to DC. DC by NC. So we got BC by CM or MC is equal to DC by NC. That only we have to prove. So I think this question is clear to you. How to do this one? Clear? Okay. So we'll move to the next question. Now, in the second question, already diagram I have drawn and written what is given. So, you can check in the question, it is given PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. This condition is given, and one more condition is given, angle PST, where we have angle PST here. Angle PST, whenever the name is written in this way, so angle is found in the middle there. So angle is found at this point S there. Angle PST is equal to angle PRQ. So both are equal, it is given. So for our convenience, we can take both are equal to X. So in the diagram, we can mention here angle PST is equal to X and angle PRQ also equal to X. Now here what we have to prove? We have to prove triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. We have to prove triangle PQR is isosceles. What do you mean by isosceles triangle? Yes, in an isosceles triangle, two sides are equal. So either we can prove two sides are equal or any other thing which we can prove. Yes, it is easy to prove that any two angles are equal, because in 9th class we studied there. If two sides are equal, suppose in a triangle ABC, if two sides are equal, AB is equal to AC, then their opposite angles, corresponding angles are also equal. Means the angle opposite to AB, that is angle C, will be equal to the angle opposite to AC, angle B. Or for simplification, how you will write? AB is equal to AC. So A is common, so that we rubbed there. So which two angles should be equal? Angle B should be equal to angle C. So here also we have to prove. This one you have to keep in mind what we are going to prove here. Okay. So here we have to prove triangle is isosceles. Means what I am going to prove now, PQ is equal to PR. But sides we don't have any relation there. So what I will prove here, angles are equal. Two angles are equal. So which two angles I will prove they are equal? If I will rub here P and P, what is remaining here? Q and R. So I am going to prove now angle Q is equal to angle R. Angle R, already we wrote here angle R is equal to X. So now I am going to prove angle Q is also equal to X from the given condition. Okay. Now write down the proof. Now just to check, write down we have a triangle there. In triangle PQR. Just to check any condition given in the question so that we can use. What is given in triangle PQR? We have PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. PS by SQ is equal to PT by TR. So by seeing this condition, can we say something? Can we say something? What we can say? Yes, we can say ST is parallel to QR. ST parallel to QR. How we are saying this one? Yes, by converse of BPT. By converse of BPT. So it was given in this way. If a line segment divides any two sides of a triangle in the same ratio, then it will be parallel to the third side. So we got ST parallel to QR. ST is parallel to QR. So just to write down again, ST parallel to QR. So what relation will come in angle S and angle Q? Which type of angles they are? Two parallel lines intersected by this transversal. Angle X is here at the top and here we have angle Q at the top. So these type of angles are called corresponding angles. And in 9th class we studied, if two parallel lines are intersected by a transversal, then corresponding angles are equal. So we will write here X we can write. X is equal to angle Q. X is equal to angle Q. Reason you can write down there. Corresponding angles. Corresponding angles. So what we got here? Angle Q is also equal to X we got. Don't write before only, huh? Write after proving. So we proved here angle Q is equal to X. Angle R was also equal to X. Then we can say, therefore, angle Q is equal to angle R. Angle Q is equal to angle R. So if two angles are equal, automatically we can say the triangle is an isosceles triangle. So just write down, therefore, triangle PQR is an isosceles triangle. So I hope this question is clear to you. So in this way, slowly and slowly we will do the questions. Okay. So now all of you check the third question. In the third question again we can check the diagram and what are the things given. In question number 3, again we have a triangle ABC. Triangle ABC, then FE parallel to BC, FE parallel to BC given, then it is given DE parallel to FC, DE parallel to FC. So first we can join FC and DE parallel to FC is given. This is the diagram we have. So again first we can write down the given condition. Given DE parallel to FC, DE parallel to FC and FE parallel to BC. Then write down what we have to prove. To prove, we have to prove here AF square is equal to AD into AB. AF square is equal to AD into AB. So now just check the sides which we need in the proof there. We want AF, AD and AB. We have some parallel lines, so we can check how we can use BPT in these conditions there. So you can check the first one. We have triangle ABC. Okay, so first we will write there in triangle ABC. Which line is parallel? FE is parallel to BC. FE parallel to BC. So by BPT what we can say? FE parallel to BC. So what we can say by BPT? AF by FB is equal to AE by EC. Just write down there. AF by FB is equal to AE by EC. Make it equation number 1. In triangle ABC, we used BPT. Now we will check any other triangle is there. Any other parallel line we have here? Yes. DE parallel to FC. So we have this triangle now. Which one? Triangle AFC. So just write down now in triangle AFC. Which line is parallel? DE parallel to FC, correct? In this triangle we have DE parallel to FC. Now just to check what are the things we have here. Ratio AD by DF is equal to AE by EC. Now write down there AD by DF is equal to AE by EC. Make it equation number 2. Here in both write down the reason by BPT. I don't have space there, that's why I am not writing there. Or first you can write down here BPT and second one by similarly also you can write. So these are the two equations we have. Just to check there, in both the equation we have this thing common. This ratio is same. Both LHS is equal to this ratio AE by EC. So from equation 1 and 2, what we can say? Write down there from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2, what we can say? AF by FB is equal to AD by DF. We can say AF by FB is equal to AD by DF. Written? Okay. Now here, this is the thing which we have to prove. Now check in this one, what are the sides which we don't need? We need AF. So AF is here. We need AD. AD is also there. But FB and DF we don't want there. So whenever any condition is there which you don't want, always write down that line segment in the numerator there. Why we are writing in numerator? So that whenever we are doing addition or subtraction, that thing will get changed there. So here also we have FB in denominator, but we don't want here FB. That side FB we don't need in the proof there. So what I am going to do, I am going to take the reciprocal. So this you have to check according to the side which you need there. Okay, so just write down there, taking reciprocal. So whenever we are taking the reciprocal, we have to take on both the sides, not in one side only. Okay, so we are taking the reciprocal, then it will be equal to FB by AF is equal to DF by AD. Now again FB we don't want there. Now what we will do? Yes, adding 1 on both the sides. Write down there, adding 1 on both the sides. Adding 1 on both the sides. So always in all the question, just check there which side you don't want, you keep that side in numerator. Okay, now what we are doing, we are adding 1 on both the sides. Now what will come? Cross multiplication, then it will be equal to FB plus AF by AF is equal to DF plus AD by AD. AD. Now check in the figure, FB plus AF. FB plus AF. So together that will be equal to AB. So we are getting here AB by AF is equal to DF plus AD. DF plus AD. So AD plus DF, that will be equal to AF. AF by AD. Now arrange how we need the proof. In the proof we need AF square. So what we will do? We will do the cross multiplication. Then it will be equal to AF square is equal to AB into AD. So I think rest all okay. Directly we used BPT theorem. After that what we did? We have taken the reciprocal here. Why we took the reciprocal? Because the side which was there in denominator, that we don't need there. So we shifted that side in the numerator, and after that we did adding 1 on both the sides. This question is clear to you? Okay. Now all of you, question number 4. In question number 4, I think diagram is not given. So we have to draw the diagram. In question number 4, we have a triangle ABC. So in a triangle ABC, and what is the condition given in that triangle? F is a point on BC. F is a point on BC. So we have F a point on BC. FP is drawn parallel to CA, meeting AB in P. FP is drawn parallel to CA. FP is drawn parallel to CA, meeting AB in P. And FE is drawn parallel to BA. FE. FE is drawn parallel to BA, meeting AC at E. EP and CB when produced. Produced means when extended. Which side we are extending? EP and CB. So we have to extend EP. So this one I will write simply in this way. I can draw the diagram. So I am extending the side now, EP. So EP will be extended in this way. EP is extended. EP, if it is written, means you have to start from E and then you have to extend this side, and CB also you have to extend. So we have to start with the C, then CB. When extended, they are meeting at which point? They are meeting at D. So in this way we will draw the diagram. When produced meet at D. Prove that. After that, the condition here. Now first we can write what is given. Okay. So what are the things given in this question? F is a point on BC. FP is parallel to CA. So first condition we have FP parallel to CA. Then we have FE parallel to BA. We have FE parallel to BA. Any other condition? Not given. Okay. So this is the condition which we have here. Then next, to prove. What we have to prove here? DF square is equal to DB into DC. DF square is equal to DB into DC. We have to prove. Okay. Now suppose again, to prove it, first a triangle we want and then some parallel lines, and always check in the mind what are the sides we need. So in the first one you can check where we have a triangle and a parallel line there. This one. PF is parallel to AC. Correct? So if PF is parallel to AC, can I say PF is parallel to EC also? Correct? PF is parallel to EC. So we are going to take this triangle now. Triangle DEC. Because we need that side DF. That's why. Okay. So now write down there, in triangle DEC. Which side we have parallel? We have here DF, PF. So write down there, PF is parallel to CE. So you can check PF is parallel to CE. Now by BPT how it will come ratio? DF by FC. DF by FC is equal to, here we started from here. So the next one also should start with here only. DP by PE. DP by PE. Make it equation number 1, and reason here is BPT. So first condition we used there. In the same way, one more parallel side is there. Okay. So that one, which one? First one we used this one. FP is parallel to EC. Then one we have, that is FE. FE is parallel to which side? Parallel to AB. So in the same way, PB is a part of AB. So we can say PB is parallel to FE. PB is parallel to FE. So now we are going to take this triangle. Which one? You just check. When I have kept the pen here, the triangle which is visible to us, that is triangle DFE. This is the triangle which we have now. Okay. So now write down there, in triangle DFE. In this triangle we have PB parallel to FE. PB parallel to FE. Then by BPT what will come? We have in this way, PB parallel to FE. Then again what will come? DB by BF. DB by BF is equal to what will come? DP by PE. It will be equal to DP by PE. So this one we wrote equation 2 similarly, or you can write down there by BPT. So in equation 1 and 2, again you can check the right hand side ratio is same. Both are equal to DP by PE. So can we say the two ratios in the left hand side also will be equal? So yes, write down there from equation 1 and 2. From equation 1 and 2 we can say df by fc is equal to dB by bf. dB by bf. We got df by fc is equal to dB by bf. Now check what are the sides we need in the proof there. In the proof we want df, that we have. dB and dc. dB we have. dc we don't have here. And fc and bf we don't want there. So fc and bf we don't need here in the proof. Then what we should do? Yes, if we don't need any side, that side should be kept in denominator, numerator. Okay, so again what you have to write there? Taking reciprocal. Why I took the reciprocal? Because I don't need fc in the proof there. So I am taking reciprocal. Then it will be equal to fc by df is equal to bf by dB. Now what we will do? Yes, adding 1 on both the sides. So write down there. Adding 1 on both the sides. Adding 1 on both the sides. Now here I am adding 1 directly. So it will be equal to fc plus df. fc plus df by df is equal to bf plus dB by dB. Now check in the figure fc plus df. fc plus df. Together that will be equal to dc. dc by df is equal to bf plus fd. bf plus bd. bf plus bd. So that will be equal to fd. fd by bd. Now in the proof how we need? We need df square. So you can do the cross multiplication. Then it will be equal to df square. df and fd same only, huh? df square is equal to dc into bd. So these are the things only we need here. dc and cd. Anything you can write, huh? Both the line segments are same. So in this way, whenever you are proving anything, just check what are the sides we need there in the proof and do accordingly. These questions are clear to you? Okay. Now we will do the next question. The next question also, diagram is not given. So we'll read the question and then we will draw the diagram. Okay. Question number 5. In question number 5, what we have? Diagonal BD of a parallelogram ABCD. So first what we will do? We will draw a parallelogram ABCD. We have a parallelogram ABCD. Then diagonal BD of a parallelogram ABCD intersect the segment AE at F, where E is a point on BC. We have a point E on BC. And in the question they are saying intersect the line segment AE. So first only what we can join here? AE joined. Okay. Now diagonal BD of a parallelogram ABCD. Now we are drawing the diagonal BD. Parallelogram ABCD intersect the line segment AE at F. Intersecting the line segment AE at F, where E is any point, not the midpoint there. E is any point on the side BC. So at present we have only one condition given. No parallel lines are given at present. Okay, what is given? ABCD is a parallelogram. So just write down there, given ABCD is a parallelogram. ABCD is a parallelogram. Then next we will write there to prove. What we have to prove here? We have to prove DF into FE is equal to FB into FA. DF into FE is equal to FB into FA we have to prove. Okay. Now here it is a parallelogram. Okay. But to use basic proportionality theorem, first we need a triangle. So if you have a triangle here, okay, triangle ABD is a triangle there. So that triangle we have there. But again, we need a triangle and then we need a side which is parallel to any one side of a triangle. But here we don't have anything parallel. Obviously AD is parallel to BC if it is a parallelogram, but it is not coming in a triangle there. So somewhere something we have to construct. Okay, then only some parallel sides will come. So from where we can construct, can we construct from here? Okay, downwards. Huh? So just write down now before proving, write down there construction. Already A, B, C, D, E, F is there. So we can construct FG. So write down there FG parallel to BC is drawn. FG parallel to BC is drawn. FG parallel to BC is drawn. So now since it is a parallelogram, opposite sides are parallel only. So we have AD parallel to BC. So all these three lines will be parallel to each other. Okay. Now we will check how we can prove this one. So write down now proof. So first check what can we have a triangle where we can use BPT. Do we have? Yes, we have triangle ABE. Correct? Now write down in triangle ABE. In triangle ABE, if you will check, what is that parallel line segment we have? GF parallel to which one? BE. So write down there GF is parallel to BE. GF parallel to BE. Then which two ratios will be same? AG by GB. AG by GB will be equal to which one? AF by FE. AF by FE. Again just to check there. FG is parallel to BE. Therefore, AG by GB is equal to AF by FE. So, reason you can write down there BPT and make it equation number 1. So, one triangle we have there. And check the proof also. In the proof, we need AF and FE that we got here. AF and FE we have here. Now AG and GP we don't want. We need now FB and DF. So select the triangle in such a way that these sides should come. FE and BF. So just check where we have FE and BF. FE we have here and BF is where? Here. So how we will select that triangle? Which triangle we will take there? And AG by GB we have here. So how triangle will come? Just to think which triangle we can use so that these sides should come. Think which triangle we are going to use now. Just to check it. Which triangle we will use there? Have you got? Which triangle? Yes, just to check in the proof, we need the side DF and FB. DF is here and FB is here. So this one you have to take there. So this is the triangle which we have here. Which triangle? Triangle ABD. In triangle ABD, what is that parallel line we have? GF parallel to AD. So we will write here GF parallel to AD. GF is parallel to AD. So what will come according to the condition? Since here I wrote AG by GB, here also I am going to write first AG by GB. Just to keep something here. We have GF parallel to AD. So AG by GB. AG by GB will be equal to, I started from here. So the next one also should start from here only. DF by FB is equal to DF by FB. Make it equation number 2. Again reason will be same, BPT only. So from equation 1 and 2 what we can say? Again you can check. Both the ratios are equal to AG by GB. So from equation 1 and 2 we can say AF by FE is equal to DF by FB. And after that, you write how we need in the proof there. DF into FE. So do the cross multiplication. DF into FE is equal to AF into FB. So always whenever you are proving something, just check the sides which we need in the proof. So this question is clear to you? Okay. So moving on to the next question. Now in this question, just check the figure is there and these are the conditions given. QP parallel to AB. QP parallel to AB is given. PR parallel to BD. PR parallel to BD is given and we have to prove QR parallel to AD. So if you have to prove QR parallel to AD, we need some ratio should be equal. Then only we can use BPT. So before only you write somewhere to prove this one, which two ratios we are going to prove are equal. So which two ratio? Just to check there. We have to prove QR parallel to AD. This here we have parallel to AD. So what are the ratios we are getting here? CQ by AQ should be equal to CR by DR. That we have to prove. So somewhere you just write down there. We have to prove CQ by AQ is equal to, because we need to prove QR. But just keep your QR here in this way. Just check here. I kept the pen here. So what is the ratio we are getting? That is CQ by AQ. And here what we are getting? CR by RD. So we will prove these two ratios are equal from the given condition. Then if this condition we are getting, then we can directly say by converse of BPT, QR is parallel to AD. Okay. So whenever you have to prove something, just write down somewhere to prove it what we have to prove. Okay. So written there. Now we will check the conditions which are given in the question. So again, first we need a triangle. QP is parallel to AB is given. QP is parallel to AB. In which triangle? Triangle ABC. So we will write here now. In triangle ABC, we have QP parallel to AB. So QP parallel to AB. QP is parallel to AB. So by BPT what will come? CQ by AQ. CQ by AQ will be equal to, what will come? CQ by AQ will be equal to CP by PB. CP by PB. Make it equation number 1. Reason you write down there by BPT. So we used the first condition which is given. In the same way, one more condition is given. PR is parallel to BD. PR is parallel to BD. So which triangle we will take? Triangle CBD. So now write down there. In triangle CBD, we have PR parallel to BD. So by this what will come? Just to check. PR is parallel to BD. Then what will come? PR if we will write down there. CR by DR. CR by DR is equal to, here what is the ratio coming? CP by PB. CP by PB. Make it equation number 2. So from the given condition, just to check, these are the two ratios we got there. But what we have to prove? We have to prove this one. CQ by AQ and CR by RD. So just to check whether we are getting that one. Yes, because in first and second equation, right hand side ratio is same only. So from equation 1 and 2, write down there, huh? From equation 1 and 2, what we will get? We will get CQ by AQ is equal to CR by DR. So we are getting CQ by AQ is equal to CR by DR. So if the ratios are equal, the line will be parallel to the third side. So write down, therefore QR is parallel to AD. Reason you can write by converse of BPT. So I think now is getting clear how to use BPT and its converse. Okay, now some more questions we will do. Question number 7. In question number 7, you can check diagram is not given. We have to draw the diagram. Okay. So in question number 7, I think it is familiar. You are familiar with this question. Okay. So I am reading the question. Prove that the quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of consecutive sides of a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. We did this question in 9th class. Correct? By which concept we did this one? Midpoint is given means we used the concept of midpoint theorem. But here we have to use the concept of BPT. Now we will check. The quadrilateral formed by joining the midpoints of consecutive sides of a quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So just to check here, I am drawing a quadrilateral ABCD. Quadrilateral ABCD drawn and then marking the midpoint there. P, Q, R, S. And then the quadrilateral formed by joining the consecutive sides of consecutive midpoints there. So in this way drawn the quadrilateral also. So what we have to prove here? We have to prove PQRS is a parallelogram. Correct? So just write down the condition. What is given, you just write down yourself. It is given P, Q, R and S are the midpoints, or you can write separately also. P is the midpoint of AB. In the same way you can write down for all. Q is the midpoint of BC, R is the midpoint of DC and S is the midpoint of AD. Now write down what we have to prove. We have to prove this quadrilateral which we joined by joining the midpoints, that is a parallelogram. So we have to prove here PQRS is a parallelogram. PQRS is a parallelogram. What is the property of a parallelogram? Opposite sides are parallel. So here also we are going to prove that only. Opposite sides are parallel. So again, to use BPT, what we need? We need a triangle. Here we don't have a triangle there. So how which 2 points we can join? We can join any one of the diagonals. So just write down there in construction, join A and C. So we are joining AC. Whenever you are doing any construction, you have to use dotted lines so that from the diagram it will be clear. This line segment is not given in the question. We constructed. Okay. So we have joined A and C. Now we will write down the proof there. What is the condition given? P is the midpoint of AB. Correct? So suppose if AB is, just example I am giving you, if AB is equal to 4 centimeter and P is the midpoint, then what will be AP? Obviously AP will be equal to 2 centimeter. And what will be BP? BP also will be equal to 2 centimeter. So what will be their ratio? AP by BP, what will come? 2 by 2 will be equal to 1. So this one, to understand the concept, you can write somewhere. Now I am going to write here directly. What I am going to write here? P is the midpoint of AB. P is the midpoint of AB. Therefore, AP by PB, that they both line segments will be equal in length. So when we will divide them, what will come the answer? Answer will be equal to 1. So AP by PB is equal to 1. Okay. Similarly, Q is the midpoint of BC. So from that, what we can say? We can say CQ by BQ also will be equal to 1. Correct? Okay. Now just to check there what we are getting here. In triangle ABC, we are getting AP by PB equal to 1 we got. Similarly, we wrote CQ by BQ also equal to 1. So can we say these two ratios are also equal? AP by PB is equal to CQ by BQ. We are getting here AP by PB is equal to CQ by AQ. In this triangle, we got the ratios, a line segment which divides the two sides of a triangle in the same ratio. Correct? Then by BPT, what we can say? It will be parallel to the third side. What is the third side we have here? AC. So we can write here, therefore, PQ is parallel to AC. This we got by converse of BPT. We proved AP by PB is equal to CQ by QB. Therefore, by converse of BPT, we can say PQ is parallel to AC. So we proved PQ parallel to AC. The second one you don't have to show. That you can write similarly. So how we proved PQ parallel to AC? In the same way we can prove RS parallel to AC. So that you can write similarly. Similarly, RS parallel to AC. And if I will join this one, BD, then what we can prove? PS parallel to BD, and then RQ also parallel to BD. So we are getting PQ parallel to AC and RS also parallel to AC. So from these two, what we can say? PQ is parallel to RS. Therefore, PQ parallel to RS. And from here what will come? PS is parallel to BD and RQ is also parallel to BD. So from here we can say PS is parallel to RQ. So what we are getting? In the quadrilateral, opposite sides are parallel. If opposite sides are parallel, then it is a parallelogram. So just write down there, therefore PQRS is a parallelogram. So to prove this one, you should know the properties of parallelogram, rectangle, all. Okay. So these all properties we studied in 8th class, in 9th class. If you don't know, just to go through the properties. So all of you, today what we discussed the question related to BPT and its converse there. So again, BPT and converse should be used in a triangle only. So all of you just try to do the questions which I gave you through WhatsApp. So you can do the questions, and in case of any doubt you can ask. Thank you.